In my last video, I talked about the costs of my 4-year digital nomad life. Today, I want to look at how to cover them. That is, how to earn money to support this lifestyle. There's a lot I want to talk about, from this progression to possible jobs, building an audience and creating opportunities, to the necessary skill set, breaking down how to go from an interest to a valid business, and my experience in doing so for a few times already. Wikipedia gives you a good basic idea. Digital nomads are people who travel freely while working remotely using technology and the internet. The majority of digital nomads describe themselves as programmers, content creators, designers, or developers. As we will see, these are not the only options, but I do fall into these categories. The word digital implies that you work on a computer or, at the bare minimum, on your smartphone. So you're not doing work and travel in Australia, for example, picking fruits or whatever. Being a digital nomad, you fall into one or several of these categories on this spectrum. I would argue that the further right you go, the harder it becomes, but the more upside and freedom you can have. I'll give you some strategies on how to get there. I'm spread across all of these, besides the productized service. First of all, here is a breakdown for myself. I'm working on 3 startups in parallel, but only one of them has seen some financial success so far. And my team and I pay ourselves a salary. So it's kind of on the left side as a regular remote job, but also on the right side, because I own part of the risk and part of the outcomes, because I own part of the company. And I also don't have a boss. The 4 of us are equals. Then I've also done some freelancing work as a content creator and web developer, but I haven't really done so recently, only if it's paid really well. And the other 2 projects I have are part of this last category, but as I said, not really financially successful yet. And of course, I have my YouTube channel, which had some really good months, but is not really reliable when it comes to income. I've also done 3 product placements in 4 years on this channel, which have paid quite well, I would say. Let's start with the first option. Post-pandemic, it has become a lot easier to turn your current job into a remote job, or to find a new job that is fully remote. I also believe going for a smaller company will benefit you a lot, because they can't really compete with high salaries as bigger companies do, but they can compete with benefits like going fully remote. And I believe you also learn a lot more being in a small company. But before you can even think of that, you need to have a skill or even a skill set. And you need to get good at it too, because otherwise, why would a company pay you instead of the other guy? If you're good at what you're doing, I think almost anything is negotiable, especially working remotely. So if you can't do anything that can be done from anywhere in the world really well, you should start there. Keep your current job and spend a year learning a new skill on the side. My main skills that are highly relevant in this digital age are content creation and coding. And to be honest with you, I'm not really that great in either of them, but I combine them in creative ways to fill out specific niches. To give you an example, for about a year I was doing freelance video production of videos that explain fundamental concepts of Bitcoin. I did this for a German company called Blockchain Welt. I can say I got paid really well for these videos, because there simply weren't many people on the planet who could do them. The combination of in-depth Bitcoin knowledge, speaking German, being able to edit videos, and having voiceover experiences just niches down potential candidates. It's nearly impossible to be among the 0.0% in software engineering, for example, or content creation. Being in the 0.0% of all people in the world in creating specific content in a specific style for a specific niche in a specific language is much more feasible. So as a company, you either pay that one guy who can do this really well, or you gotta hire multiple people, which isn't really cheaper anyway, and also creates more overhead in communication and stuff like that. This content production alone easily paid all of my bills being a digital nomad. Found some shade finally, getting sunburned for you here. But anyway, let's talk a little more about freelancing. In a classical freelance route, you probably start with working for friends of friends by just telling everyone what you can do, helping them out, probably discounted by a lot, just to get testimonials and spread the word. This way you build a reputation, which in my eyes is extremely important as a freelancer, because a lot of your clients will come from referrals of your previous clients. Need a website for your business? Contact that guy. If you're just starting out with this, you definitely will need some preparation and of course also put in the work. But if you do this for, let's say, a year, you should be good to go. You should have some clients already and expand your reach. And speaking of reach, one of the best things, no, actually the best thing you can do is to show your work, to put out your work into the public. to create an audience. As far as I remember, every single time I worked for someone, it was them reaching out to me, not the other way around. I didn't contact Blockchain World. They saw my videos on this channel and thought, well, that's the guy we want for our videos. And I didn't have like a massive audience. I still don't have a massive audience, but I had like 2K subs or something like that at the time. So I'd say you don't need a large audience, you just need a specific audience where you can really show that you have the expertise. Building an audience and showing your work in public is so powerful because you don't know who's watching. To give you another example, the same happened to me when I was 16, 17 years old. Again, I had a very small channel with just a few hundred subscribers at the time, where I created FIFA goal compilations. The at the time biggest German FIFA YouTuber reached out to me saying he's creating another channel and a company with another guy. So why did he contact me and not someone else? Because he saw that I put a lot of effort into the editing of my videos. And he saw that I not only play FIFA, but have an actual relevant skill in creating content. One of our first clients at the company was Red Bull. And more than 10 years later, I'm still creating one video per month for Red Bull. So we are still the same team, still creating our content and building analytical tools for Valorant and FIFA. I sold a part of my share of the company when I took 1 year off, but then I got back and now we are trying to raise money this year, so pretty exciting stuff. I would say I even passed up a lot of opportunities I got through YouTube because I want to focus on my own projects or my own products. But if you want to make money from YouTube only, I would say that's possible too. I mean, it's not easy. You need a way larger audience, you need more viral hits, and you need to do a lot of product placements probably, but it is possible. Building an audience is not easy. It takes a lot of time, but I say it's absolutely worth it. And I would say it's at the root of everything I've ever done, of every job I ever got, and of the success that I have. I'm not like super successful, but I can pay my bills and can travel the world, which to me that's my type of success.
Stop. Hi, it's Till from the editing room. I decided that for some of my future videos I will work together with an editor, and I already hired him. Guess how he got this job? I saw his work randomly on my Twitter timeline and then reached out to him.
I can give you a super concrete, albeit fictional example. Let's say I create more content around the subject of being a digital nomad. Make it a stronger part of my brand, produce high quality informational videos, and I can guarantee you I would be able to make a business out of that or to monetize it. And so could you with any of your interests. I could do a paid video course and step-by-step instructions on how to finally become a digital nomad. I could write like specific travel guides that I directed towards digital nomads that cover things like where are the best co-working spaces, which cafes have the best internet speed and stuff like that. I could do one-on-one coaching where I take into account your personal situation and give you advice on how you can make the step to become a digital nomad. So I don't want to do any of this, that's why I said it's a fictional example, but I could. And like that's not some kind of show of arrogance of wow, I'm the greatest ever, the greatest to ever do it, I can turn anything into a business. Well, no, it's quite the opposite. I say anyone can do that. You just need to build relevant skills, combine them creatively, and need to create some kind of reach where you get to people and show them what you do so they can pay you money for what you do. So yeah, of course it takes time and it's not easy, but it's not really rocket science either. It doesn't even have to be videos. You can also do, let's say, threads on Twitter, start a podcast, write blogs on your page, or any other form of content really. Or you try to get your reach mainly from Google, doing search engine optimization. Although I would say this type of traffic is not really optimal, especially if you want to do some kind of coaching business, because there it counts a lot more who you are, it's a lot more personal. For example, if you would decide to buy a coaching on something, who would you get that coaching from? That guy you watch on YouTube the whole time and know his expertise and his personality and his character? Or like the person you find after a Google search and then finding the landing page, reading the copy, and then you're gonna buy it? Like, sure, the second one is an option, but I think the personal one, the one where you connect with the creator or with the person you've watched before, is a lot stronger, really. So again, you need to have a marketable skill, a skill that can be performed digitally on a computer, and or have some knowledge on a certain topic. This is part one. Part two is you need to reach people. And that stays true across all the categories. A freelancer reaching no one has no clients. Someone looking for a job but not getting reached by creating applications will not have a job. A product without advertising and marketing will not sell. So learn something, create something, make it seen. Honestly, I believe you probably already know what you have to do. So get it done.